What is it? Milk is good for my buns.
Milk's
Good for my buns. Milk's good for my teeth. Hello. Welcome back to the Dim-witted podcast. I'm Scott.
I'm Nick.
Who is Nick? Where's Lee? All this and more coming up right now, actually. We're recording in Nick's house. Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let the viewers know who you are.
Yeah, we're recording here in the historic district of Northeast Frisco. Beautiful part of Frisco.
It's over 100 years old over here.
Yeah, it feels like it sometimes for sure. Except for those kids on their damn loud motorcycles always driving by.
Oh, right out against the road that runs behind your house.
Sad, so sad.
Don't they like drop it down a couple gears and like?
I think they probably just don't know how to drive, but yeah. So I'm a dad. I have a beard. I'm married. That's pretty much it. I've known Scott for at least 10 years now.
Yeah, I've definitely known of you for even longer than that. Just like being from the same town, same like school system,
same general circle of friends.
Yeah, but we've been hanging out for almost a decade now.
Yeah, man, because I graduated in 2010, and at least since like 2008. Damn.
Well,
a decade.
Let's just get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I can't believe you have an actual African elephant in the room.
You know what? My daughter's name is Ella. She has a thing for elephants, so when in Rome, buy an elephant.
No, but for real, I'm talking about where is Lee? Lee is taking a break to focus on her last semester in college. She needs to get that GPA up and away if she's gonna finish where she wants to finish.
Up and away.
But we wish her the best of luck. We're backing her up, and now I'm doing the corny thing of just burning through my close friends to guest host for a while until either Lee wants to come back or maybe we'll have someone else. Who knows?
Yeah, like a good bowel movement after a Mexican dinner, nice and corny.
I used to joke about like in middle school. I think my friend, I'll bleep this name, but he used to have this joke about like eating
the everything gold and diamond plated. We can bleep the last name, but he'll know who we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't even think they were like that much more substantially wealthy than everyone else, but we definitely made fun of them like they were. It was like reverse Cartman for making fun of poor people. You make fun of the rich kid.
Well, his dad worked in a bank, and he was like higher up in a bank, I think. But like as far as we were all concerned, he could have been like an entry level teller. And your dad works for a bank.
Might as well name your son Richie Rich. But this kid used to joke in middle school about like eating just like if you only eat like multiple pieces of corn on the cob or corn off the cob, either one, all day long. Well, the next day when you poop, will it look like corn? Maybe not like perfectly like all the kernels like are in nice little straight rows. It'll be like more. It'll be like a kaleidoscope of corn kernels in your movement.
I actually saw something the other day. It was like I don't remember. I mean, it's probably something on Reddit, so it's just like the compilation of everything random that ends up on the internet. But it was like a colored graph, and it was like one bar that was colored in different sections. It kind of looked like a turd, and it was like different colors, and it was like turds are made out of like 70%. Like 70% of your turd is water. So
really, just like 70% of our body is water.
Yeah, right.
That ratio.
Right. If only it was Mountain Dew. We can get back to that later. But yeah, so like 70%. I don't remember the exact breakdown, but it would have to depend on like how much is fiber. A lot of it was like missed vitamins, and then a lot of it is actually like excrements from your other organs. So regardless of what you ate, there's still going to be other like solid compounds mixed in there. So it'd probably look like cream corn, if anything. So
I'm
not
still
full corn on the cob, but
I'm still gonna need a Mythbusters to verify your theory on that one.
man,
I'll lock Jamie in his little beret in a room with nothing but corn off the cob, and it'll be a good episode.
hey, so I've been in here for about a week. The myth's not busted, but my asshole is. I have hemorrhoids. Yeah, that'd have to be like a solid week, because, I mean, depending on age and metabolism, like, for it to be at the point where the only food that's going to be in your system at that point is
It's
your
just
corn.
corn.
Man. And there's a whole other, like, road you can go down. Like, are we going to do sweet corn? Are we going to do whole kernel? Are we going to do hominy? Are we going to get into the realm of, like, chickpeas, which is kind of like a corn?
Or the Native American, like, colored corn.
Yeah, we're going to do maize. Is it going to be the red kind, or the blue kind, or the white kind? Who knows?
Man, when
Candy.
I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, or, I'm sorry, Southwestern cuisine. Because every time we're supposed to inform our guests that we're not Mexican food, even though all we have is fucking like quesadillas, tacos, fajitas, enchiladas, but we're Southwestern. It's and we had these chips, tortilla chips, and most of them were white, but some of them were blue, and like we were supposed to tell the guests like, oh, like they're tortilla chips, but the blue ones are made from the like blue corn tortillas. Like I'm convinced that they were all 100% flour tortillas with 20% of the batch was like blue color, 23. Like you know, in the ingredients on things, it's like the color and then like the number to associate like a dye strength. Yeah, it's like blue 23. It's something like that. And I would have tables sometimes like ask me like, can we get all blue chips? Just straight blue chips. And I when I first started waiting tables, I was a yes man, so I would be like, sure, like anything for the chips. And then, but what?
Let me go hand pick out all these blue chips.
Yeah, exactly. I would explain it towards the end of my career in the food industry. I would explain to people like, one, I don't want to do that. Two, you don't want me to do that because exactly, I have to go into the chip bin where it's keeping all the chips warm. They're all mixed together. I'm gonna touch every single chip you're about to eat as I hand pick it out one by one by one, and it's a waste of my time. And yeah,
I don't know what it was. I remember the handful of times that I ate there when you were working there, and I feel like the blue ones. I don't remember. Didn't they also have some dip where they had like sweet potato chips or something like that too?
Yeah, they would come like half tortilla chips, and they would be like on top. They would put sweet potato chips.
Fuck those chips. I don't like those chips, but the blue ones and the sweet potato ones were always like stale, like.
Yeah,
like rubbery almost. Like they kind of taste like dehydrated rather than like a fried.
The sweet potato chips, they're harder to nail down because like you don't fry them long enough, you still get that rubbery kind of like that. Like they're undercooked. But you fry them too long, there's like a very small margin for error on them where it's like perfectly crispy. Like 20 more seconds than that, they start burning. And like 20 seconds less than that, like half of them are rubbery. So it's just like, it's hard to get a perfect batch every time. The cooks try their best, but they got like 10 other pots and pans going at the same time. All this other food stuff going on.
Aye.
And then they only make them like fresh in the morning. Maybe if we like busy, we'll get like one more batch throughout the day. But yeah, people coming in at night who want hot, fresh chips, like... Sorry, tough nuts. Tough chips.
Pull that old McDonald's trick. Like, oh, I'd like an unsalted batch of fries because they have to remake the fries because they're all salted. I saw another thing that was like, never do that. Like, literally all you're doing is you're slowing it down for everyone else. And if you're doing it for the sole purpose of getting fresh fries and you're going to put salt on it, the salt's not going to stick to those fries. Like, they're at prime salting capabilities when they're fresh out of the fry and they're still wet a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have a carton or a bag full
of
salt.
But dude, nothing beats fresh fried fries though.
Just ask for them fresh. Well, you can taste it. They're fresh. That's what the guy said at the end of this long rant. He's like, if you want fresh fries, just ask for them fresh. If we can do it, we'll do it. If not, then you're going to get the old ones that still taste
Yeah,
80% is good.
I feel they'll be like, sure, like we'll do our best, and then you just get the regular like heat lamp fries that I think you're getting. I've talked about this on the show before because
McDonald's fries?
Not McDonald's fries because I don't go to McDonald's. Taco Bell is my poison. And they started doing nacho fries, which I'm still a big fan of. I'm still repping the nacho fries. I still put a packet of hot sauce or fire sauce in the queso. I'm literally still doing it. If
That's
any
a
of you are
pro tip. I
wondering,
didn't think about that.
it's good. It turns them into like hot, spicy, like hot nacho fries. And they season the French fries with more than just salt. They put some like spice and stuff in there. They're good. Like they're better than Burger King fries. Some people have like a big
Burger King fries are trash.
yeah, it's not hard to beat.
Fries.
I hate In-N-Out fries. I don't like their
In-N-Out
fries.
fries, even if you're eating them fresh, you can. I mean, there's the great debate of Whataburger versus In-N-Out, but fight me, like In-N-Out's trash. Like unless my wife is craving it, there is very rarely that I'm ever craving In-N-Out.
Well,
like,
see,
a Neapolitan shake every now and then.
I don't like their
style,
shakes.
everything, but animal style is the only way to get the fries because they're already a soggy mess anyways.
I agree.
And if you're not eating them right then, they're gonna be bad.
I think the only thing they got going for them is the burger. I would say their burger is like better than some of the other places.
It's okay. Like it's a fresh ingredient burger. It's not like I couldn't make this at home. Like I could literally make that burger.
Yeah, you could, but you're gonna have to make it, and that's where it is. You're not in and out. You're in the kitchen.
That's fair. But if I'm gonna buy a burger, that's never gonna be our first choice.
Yeah. Well, and we're from Texas, so we got Whataburgers everywhere.
We have plenty of burger options.
Yeah. If you were in California, I could see how if you're a Cali person, you're like, In-N-Out's the best. How dare you?
But then you get the whole like East Coast West Coast Shake Shack versus In-N-Out, and having been to Shake Shack to me aligns more like Smash Burger, which I would, or not Smash Burger, well Smash Burger technically, but like Steak and Shake, I would take Shake Shack on the higher end, or even I'd take a Steak and Shake burger over In-N-Out.
Really?
Anytime.
See, I think flavor wise and stuff, yeah, I like the flat top, like thin pressed like steak burgers. Like the flash fried or like the mashed style, like you say, where they just like mash them down, cook them real quick, lock in those juices, but they're like crispy patties. I love that, but every time I go to Steak and Shake, man, it's just a big pain in the ass at the one near where we're living, or you're living, where I grew up.
Service wise,
it's the worst service, guaranteed, every time. There was once I got a funny series of Snapchats like 2 or 3 years ago.
I mean that's a whole separate story. Like that is a whole going after
story.
Like band and football. Like it was like the tradition thing. Like going and hanging out with Big Booty Judy, having her waddle over your table with that thickness she's carrying around.
She still works there?
I have no idea.
I
haven't been there since high school, bro.
Since some old slavey days,
working
overnights. I remember you said you had like almost tried everything on the In-N-Out, or not In-N-Out, on the Steak and Shake menu because it was right across the street from where you work at nights.
Yeah, that was a fun time too. That was right when they started doing like seasoned fries, so you could get like toe fungus and herb, whatever the Parmesan, whatever, and then they had like black salt and pepper.
Yeah, I was saying the worst experience I had there though one time was I went to the drive-thru. I wanted just like a cheeseburger and the dark chocolate milkshake. And the guy, he was like, I'll be right with you. I'm sorry. And he sounded panicked.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah. And he like leaves the sound on. So like everything after this point is like coming through the speaker box to the drive-thru. And then you hear him like run into the kitchen and he's like talking to the cook. He's like, no, French fries on that one, not on this one. And like yelling at him for getting it wrong. Then he goes to the counter and you hear him like profusely apologizing. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, we only have 2 people working tonight. And like, I can't see what's going on the inside, but it sounds like there's a line of people trying to check out. There's a separate group of people all like at their tables waiting on food. They got a dumb fuck of a fry cook back there who can't like hardly get any of the orders right, and he's screwing up. And then the one poor son of a bitch trying to hold the show together is also trying to run the drive-thru, serve the food, ring up the orders, check people out. And I'm just sitting there like recording his freak out on Snapchat.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just getting him like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I felt bad for him, man.
What a Poor sap.
But that was the worst time.
If I recall that story correctly, I remember giving you the advice to send an email somewhere to get like a gift card. Or something.
I did send an email, and I did get a gift card.
Message to the people in a capitalist society: always get the free shit whenever you can.
Always exploit bad situations.
Talk to that manager. Send that email. Send that phone call. Tweet that tweet. Get your free shit.
Yeah, I've done it to Chipotle too. One time, I got bad service and attitude from someone there, and I'm a polite guy. I'm always like a thank you and a smile, you know. I've worked service, so I'm not one to like be mean to the service people either. But I just got terrible service, and like, there's no proof, you know, because like, the food is the food, you know. Right. It's just a service issue, and I told them about it without any really proof, just my word versus whoever was there that night, and they believed me, and they apologized, and they gave me a free bowl on them. Sent me like a shiny gift card. It was awesome.
You think about that stuff? Like, maybe I was the straw on the camel's back that got that kid fired. Like, oh yeah, fucking Jeremy. Like, that kid, bad customer service again. He's out of here. Send this guy gift cards. We'll fire Jeremy.
I don't think about it too much because I don't complain like often.
I don't either.
Or unnecessarily. I feel like if I'm the person who's finally like bringing up a complaint to like management, then it's probably a real issue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fuck being on some chill shit.
I do go 0 to 100 real quick.
They be on that rap to pay the bill shit.
It's either I'm cool with it or like you better fire that employee.
I've never gotten to the point where like I hope they get fired this shift. I don't know if I've had that recently.
That doesn't happen often. I think the most recent time was I talked to this lady from AT&T. This was like a months long process trying to get this billing issue taken care of, and I'd gone this long rant, and I was frustrated because I got transferred. My call got dropped. I got transferred to the wrong department. Had to call back, and I finally get her. So I'm telling my whole story, and I'm telling her like, and I literally started out the conversation like, look, I know this is not your fault, so I apologize in advance for sounding frustrated and angry. And I went on my whole tangent about how upset I was about the service and the issue, and then what happened that day. And then I finished, and she's like, "Are you done yet?"
Oh no!
Like, oh, bitch, you thought I was done, but I'm just getting started now. So like, she started arguing back with me and calling me names and all this shit, and then hung up on me. And then I get a text message. AT&T always sends an automated text message like, "Blah blah blah. Thank you for being the best part of AT&T." And I get a text message like, "Thank you," capitalized YOU, for being the best part of AT&T, and then a winky face. I was like, that bitch sent that message herself. Like, that's not an automated message. Like, she went in there
adjusted
and
it,
added that shit just for me. That really rubbed me the wrong way.
Grind your gears.
Wherever you're at, hope you're not working at AT&T anymore.
Get a job where you don't have to deal with people.
Yeah, go work at Sprint where that's regular.
Wait, what?
Go work at Sprint where that's regular service.
Oh.
Hi, welcome to Sprint. Fuck you. Phone doesn't work. Sorry, bye.
I love the South Park for Time Warner Cable where they're rubbing their nipples.
Oh, yeah? We're sorry.
Well, why don't you go to another cable company? Oh, what's that? We're the only cable company in your area? Oh, no.
We'll get right on that.
That's how it was for me, though. I only had Time Warner, or not Time Warner, I'm sorry, Frontier. My first apartment last year. Frontier was Frontier or nothing. I guess for cable I could have gone like Dish, gone satellite, but fuck that. I just wanted the internet. And they were like haggling me on the phone. I just wanted like 100 up, 100 down, the medium speed plan. And she's like, well, if you're a gamer, if you're streaming in 4K, like you could really use the extra like 150. And I was like, please don't upsell me. Just take my credit card number, give me the 100, tell me the install date. That's all I want.
Speaking of conspiracies, don't we gotta do the ASMR first?
We did do it, didn't we?
No.
We didn't do the ASMR yet?
No.
Sorry if we skipped your second favorite segment. We like to call it...
You may be asking how we wound up here. Let's see how this all started.
We call this everyone's second favorite bit because everyone knows, everybody comes here for the Dimwitted of the week, and we'll get to that after.
Classic.
Not after ASMR. We'll get to that just about lastly. Here comes the ASMR. Sorry for mixing up the order. Man, I thought we did it. I guess I just did it in the sound check though. Okay. If you can guess what this is, I will Venmo you $5.
Oh shit, $5.
I don't know how you're gonna prove to me that you were able to guess it correctly, though.
That's
$5 on the line.
up.
Here we go.
This is your ASMR sound of the week.
Let me open it up.
Ooh. I hope you washed your hands.
Okay, tell them why you hope I washed my hands. What am I rubbing my hands all over?
Doesn't it give it away? Doesn't the
Yeah, no, but we do this. They guess right now.
Okay.
That's wrong. Now you tell them what it is.
They are toothpicks.
And I was rubbing my hands.
He was rubbing the tops of all of them.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. This is like something you put in your mouth. Really?
Not really. I was actually trying to think. It's like anytime I use them, they go in something in the oven, so all the germs would be burned off anyway. So.
They cook off in the oven.
It's fine.
I might cut this out. Every time I use a toothpick, it's like to like.
I do have one gap in my tooth. Every single time I eat something that's like meat or stringy, something always gets caught in there. So I carry floss picks in my car for that reason.
Floss picks are the bomb. Like toothpick and a floss.
If you suck at flossing or hate flossing, floss picks are the way to go. Same thing, so much easier to use. I went from flossing my teeth once a week to flossing my teeth at least 3 times a week.
Those are honest numbers. Those are the real numbers. This bit brought to you by Crest Dental Floss Hygiene Sticks.
Crest Dental Floss Hygiene
Sticks. That's what they...
Don't swallow.
Just kidding. We're not sponsored. Your legal team can't do anything. This is a parody.
We're open for options, though. Crest Dental Floss Sticks.
Yeah. First, we're gonna learn your product name.
Let's turn this gain back down.
Wait, the gain's been up the whole time?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's gonna be loud.
It'll be fine.
Sorry about
this
that.
This whole thing was ASMR.
Now back to the
what
show.
does ASMR stand for?
The ASMR
Anti-Semitic movement.
No. Oh, this is not the InfoWars. This isn't an Alex Jones podcast.
I'm Alex Jones. I'm angry about something.
Jews. No, ASMR is like audio or like asymmetric something response. Basically, like when you hear like noises at a super sensitive microphone to where it sounds like it's going directly into your eardrums, and you hear the sound of like someone whispering or like a feather brushing across the mic or something jiggling around. You hear those and like you relax and you lay down, you close your eyes, and it like activates something within you.
I've seen some of those. I watched one the other day where this lady had a really good mic and she was like snapping on the opposite sides of the mic.
Some people get goosebumps and shivers up and down their spine when they hear that kind of stuff with headphones in.
Is it for like prepubescent kids? Like, I don't know why my wiener's tingling.
Kind of, yeah. There's a girl on YouTube. I think her name is like Gabby ASMR, and she has this like left and right microphone shaped like human ears. So when the sound goes,
I think that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, when the sound goes into the mic picks it up the same way our ears pick it up, because the shape of the microphone is the shape of the ear, like a silicone ear.
Interesting. And
she, like, some episodes, her audience requests her to like lick and kiss and nibble and put her mouth all in the ears. And so she'll like whisper some cute stuff in the ears, and then YouTube it. Let's listen to some of it.
That's weird, bro.
We'll listen to some of it. She puts her mouth all over him. She'll stick her tongue in the ear, and you close your eyes and you listen to it, and you feel like Gabby is nibbling on your ears.
Man, to quote
and it makes the little YouTuber kids listen to it, and they go, "Wow, this makes my pee-pee turn into the big pee-pee."
To quote Ethan from HRH, it sounds like these little kids are trying to jerk off little ding-dongs.
Little ding-dongs, yeah. It's on the little ding-dong side of YouTube.
Gabby ASMR. Let's
ear,
check this out.
yeah, just look up like ear licking or something like that.
Pull this sweater over my head, and it hits my face.
She's definitely trying to have some kids jerk off the little ding-dongs.
It gets red.
Well, see, that's why we did the ASMR bit, because it's just like we're not like making fun of it per se, like not the people who do it seriously. We just do it in like a tongue-in-cheek kind of. That's my goal. This is definitely the lady I was talking about. That's not what my ears sound like. That's not what my ears sound like. Your ears don't sound like silicone? She's whispering howdy into the ears. Howdy, 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 howdy. My name's Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. Is she saying nom? On your ears. Yeah. Looks like you need it because... Put it closer to the microphone. Was it one of those scary domesticated rabbits again? Yeah. This is so creepy. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna speak your ear in there, so you kind of hold it. Gotcha. Okay. I'm a fox. We lick wounds, and then it's all good to go. It just heals, just like that. That's her whole thing. Is her name's like the Frivolous Fox or something. Oh, that's who it is. Frivolous Fox ASMR. There's a lot of ASMR girls on YouTube. Okay, I'm stopping. It looks like they're all sharing the same mic. They're just like using the studio one after the other. I think one of the most popular ones is this really like cute one called ASMR Darling. Hello, you guys. And like half her shit is just like makeup tutorial. Cloverus ASMR eating a banana ASMR gone wild. Eating a banana ASMR gone wild. Nick, we gotta be careful. We're about to go down the YouTube hole. This is definitely some kid trying to jerk off little ding dongs. Her head's even going off screen. Okay. Okay, I've had enough of that. Okay, that would be one thing if she was eating that banana on screen, but her head is like going down off the screen. Like they're like, hey, like it's pretty much put this shit on your POV
Samsung VR and then like, jerk off your little ding dong where let me eat this banana.
Parental controls can't block YouTube.
ASMR is not explicit yet.
This ASMR is rated G for family friendly. Here we go.
Hi, this ASMR is brought to you by G for the letter grapefruit.
All right, I'm ready to go into the corner.
Yeah, if you're not grapefruiting your man, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, ladies, learn how to grapefruit your man. Men, look up grapefruiting.
If you don't know, now you know. Look it up. Grapefruiting, your life will be the same.
Get a roll of Bounty. Get 2 beach towels.
Maybe some hefty bags.
A microwave, some grapefruit.
And a big old black girl.
And a camera. I don't know if I'll leave that in. You said it, not me.
I'm not racist. I'm just describing the lady.
It's part of the video. I'm ready to go into the corner.
Let's do it.
The conspiracy corner. This was a bit coined by Lee. I think the jingle was something like "Conspiracy Corner with Lee."
That's more like spooky than conspiracy, I guess.
Like what is that instrument? The theremin.
The theremin.
The hymen.
Yeah, the hymen.
It's like
it's the theremin. Yeah, it's like uses your seeing people play. It's weird. Like it looks like they're like.
It looks like they're playing an invisible like harp.
This is what music would sound like. I can make fun of deaf people on the podcast because they can't hear it.
That's actually really true. Deaf people, we're gonna roast you right now. I saw this GIF the other day that was like when you see 2 deaf people getting into an argument, and then it showed the scenes from Naruto where they do all the quick like hand signs, like.
Oh, this is terrible.
What? I mean, what are they gonna turn? I don't put subtitles on these.
They're really gonna lose their shit when I hear this guy.
I'm sorry, deaf people. Next week we make fun of blind people. All right. I keep getting off track.
Video, though. It's gonna be the only video. Video and subtitles only.
No sound. Conspiracy corner with Lee, who's not here. So the first conspiracy, I don't know. We talked about this one on the episode where we went through the drive-thru at McDonald's. That I created this one. Taylor Swift was genetically like designed, essentially. Like her parents donated sperm and egg, and they created multiple offspring, and then they scanned all the DNA of all the different like little petri dishes that they had lined up.
I think I've never seen something like that somewhere.
And well, because it's probably true, and they looked at all the like the genetic sequencing, you know, the code, the DNA and stuff of all the developing like embryos from all the donated sperms and eggs from Mr. and Mrs. Swift, and whichever ones had like the highest chance of like, I don't want to say like superior genetics, but like, you know how you can like look at your genes and it'll be like,
right, like
you have this likelihood of having cancer, like these genes are common in people talented in music.
They wanted to have an Aryan baby.
Yes, they wanted to have a beautiful blonde, blue-eyed white girl with an inclination for music, and then her parents were wealthy enough to do that, and then from a very young age they had her like music lessons, guitar lessons, putting it in her head that she was gonna grow up to be a performer. And Taylor Swift was not raised like you and me. She was raised as an asset to be a monetary success to her parents.
Interesting.
Taylor Swift is pretty much her parents' equivalent of a 401k.
A famous producer, though.
Yeah.
That's how she got famous, because
Well,
that's how they helped make that extra money, is because her dad was a producer, so he like had the inside track. Like,
yeah.
we can genetically modify her, and then even if she's mediocre, which she is, we can still get her into show business. And
Right.
bing, bang, boom, now you got this needy bitch singing mediocre songs, and you're making all this money.
And she's notorious for like blocking fan covers of her songs, and like she won't make deals with like Spotify and iTunes because of money stuff. And
No, she did. She went with iTunes because money.
she did go with iTunes. Well, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad she figured out how to get more money.
Well, Apple did it. Like her whole thing was like really with Spotify and how artists don't make as much, which I agree with. Like streaming music, you don't make near as much as you do to like cover the cost of things. And she was like, I don't want to be on streaming services because it doesn't give artists what they want. She needed to make her parents money, so
she did.
Apple's like, whoa, hold on.
Her whole point of existence is to make her parents money.
We're giving artists the money they need. And she's like, okay. And then literally, like, I remember like 2 months after that, she like hand wrote a letter to the Spotify CEO, and then she had an exclusive like ad deal with Apple where her face was all over like Apple Music ads.
Yeah.
She sold out hard and fast.
Who do you gotta fuck in the Apple Music department, like to just have your music pop up in everyone's playlist like you two did that one time?
Man, that was such a mistake. Like, that I think that happened because a lot of the Apple Music execs are like producers that go way back. Like Eddie Q is someone that's had his ties in Apple Music for forever, and a couple other dudes, and I'm blanking on their names right now, but like they're dudes that probably all hang out with you two, and he's like, hey man, I'm Bono. Let's give everyone my music for free. And then for frickin'
It's charitable, man.
Forever after, you still get old people going in an Apple store saying like, why is this porn music on my phone? I don't want this pornographic album art. Because it's got Bono with his titties hanging out.
Kind of like on Viva La Vida when it's like the French art, but the girl has her boobie out.
Her boobie.
On the Coldplay album art for Viva La Vida.
Get this porn off my phone.
Yeah, filth.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen again where music will drop down on someone's phone.
Just here you go. You have this now.
That made, like, with people
got
already
mad.
not understanding how technology works, that made them so, like, how did this shit get on my phone without my permission?
Yeah. Well, you did click that you agreed to the TOS without reading it.
You read it, right?
Yeah, you read it. I hope the South Park parody comes true. I know it's like the second time this episode I mentioned South Park parody, but the ones where they do the human Sentai pad.
Sentai pad.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Kyle.
I believe in you.
Cuttlefish and asparagus.
Watch that if you haven't. It's even if you're not a big South Park fan, that's one of the specific South Park episodes, like the World of Warcraft one. That's like worth watching no matter who you are.
I think that has some of my favorite Cartman quotes too. I think that's one where like he keeps
like,
having his mom take him.
Yep.
Hey mom, do you think that if you're gonna, maybe you could like wine me and dine me before you fuck me out of an iPad?
Because she won't buy him like the latest and greatest iPad. She wants to buy him some knockoff tablet. Mom, how are you gonna fuck me in the middle of this Best Buy in front of everybody?
Ma'am, is everything all right here?
Such a good one. And so I was listening to a rival podcast. Not really a rival. They're way more successful than me. We're not even rivals.
They have no idea who we are.
But I love them. And I was listening to them, and they were making they were doing their own little conspiracy corner where they manufacture a conspiracy. And they made one up about Coca-Cola. And the fun thing about this is it's fun to make up conspiracies that are completely fake but sound just like crazy enough it might be true. How has Coca-Cola existed over the past how long? Almost 100 years or more?
Yeah, like they were around in like the 1800s, like at least 100 and like
maybe more.
Years.
And the recipes changed very slightly, but probably since the 50s or 60s it's been pretty set, other than adding like diets and stuff.
Well, they did they brought the new Coke out in the 80s, early 90s, and then everyone got pissed off, and then they brought classic Coke back.
And how is it that throughout all this time, like Coca-Cola formula has never once leaked or been rumored or something like that to that effect? How can they keep loyalty for this long? Like, is it because only a few people know about the formula?
I thought it was like straight up like saw something where there's two halves of the formula and one person has it, and like the whole formula is never together in the same place at the same time.
Right. And well, like maybe like one place makes like half the product and the other place makes the other half, so they have no idea.
What it is.
They have no idea. Well, because I know it's a well-kept secret, because like, you know, rivals, Pepsi and other places, you don't want them to know what you're doing or what ingredients you're buying, who you're buying it from, what price you're getting. All that kind of stuff is well protected. So how does Coke keep everybody's mouth shut? Murder. It's exactly it. Murder. They threaten you with murder, or you go missing, or you disappear. They kill people. And here's the conspiracy, kind of unrelated to Coke, but there was a man in like the 60s or late 50s, 60s, kind of that madman era of advertising and like cutthroat Coke, Pepsi, who's gonna win. He discovered the secret formula for Coke, and he was a stockbroker. He wasn't anyone special. But he had clients who were involved in Coke and beverage companies and stuff like that. And through talks and trades and secrets and stuff and swapping, he learned the Coke formula. And he began to blackmail his rivals to Coke. He would frame them, make it look like they had discovered the formula. He would slip Coke the information like, hey, this guy has the formula. Next week, he goes missing. And he started using the Coke formula to get his enemies killed. And who knows how Coke did it. Maybe Coke has like mafia ties. Maybe Coke straight up just like hired assassins. Or maybe Coke has their own personal like SWAT team of men, like assassins in like red suits with like a Coca-Cola.
I'm picturing like a SWAT team and just like bright red.
Bright red.
Everywhere.
Or maybe they have a trained polar bear that'll maul people. They abduct you, bring you back to Coke headquarters. Coke has like secret headquarters in Antarctica or like the North Pole, and they have like a bunch of polar bears. They throw you in the polar bear pit. Who'd you tell the formula to?
If you don't give up who gave you this information, we're gonna make you drink a warm RC Cola. No, we'll do anything.
We'll make you drink a Big Red.
Hey, don't knock Big Red. If you want a drink and bubblegum at the same time, basically, that's kind of spicy.
I don't want any of that.
Big Red.
I don't want any of those flavors. That sounds gross. Similar to how, like, to me, Bloody Marys sound disgusting.
Oh, fuck Bloody Marys, bro.
Tomato juice, gross.
It's literally...
Pepper, gross.
It's
vodka,
literally
pretty gross.
sauce with vodka. If you like Bloody Marys, fuck you. Especially as a hangover drink, like, hey, let me drink something that literally looks and tastes like vomit.
Also,
like,
do you like...
alcohol, acidic, like, fucking stupid.
And also make sure you put one of the worst vegetables in there, celery stick.
And then they have that shit where it's like they got a skewer with like a whole fucking hamburger on top and like pickles and bacon. Like, is this a drink? Is it soup? Is it gazpacho? Like, what the fuck? Fuck Bloody Marys, bro. Hard pass.
And people like sometimes when I'm spicy, like tell them put extra Tabasco. I've had that ordered before.
So Casey's my wife, we just went to Texas State, Brazil for our anniversary.
Oh.
Our 1 year marriage anniversary was on the 4th.
I'm envious.
It was the first time she'd been. I hadn't been to a Brazilian steakhouse in years.
Did you get the Parmesan
And
steak?
I got some Parmesan chicken, got some Parmesan pork loin, top loin, lamb, got everything. Hit the salad bar real hard. Like, hey babe, let's chill on the sides, make sure we get the most out of this meat. We literally had some like garlic mashed potatoes they brought us, but stayed away from the sides so we could get as much meat as possible.
Get the meat sweats. Tasty meat poop.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know where you were
What
going.
were we just talking about?
Coke secret formula.
No, more recently.
In between.
Fuck.
I don't know, man. It's just been off the cuff.
We were Texas State, Brazil. Battle started like that. Man. We talking about meats or something.
How did I get here and how do I get out?
That's really gonna bug me.
And we're back.
Oh yeah, so I remember what I was talking about. It was completely unrelated to Texas State, Brazil. It was just the fact that we were there, and this old ass guy sat at the table next to us when we were sitting down. And he's like, "I want the biggest Bloody Mary that you have, extra spicy." I was like, "Bro, you were gonna have, like, I'm gonna check the obituaries for your name tomorrow. Like, you're gonna die in the toilet. You're gonna have the nastiest like shit going on your inside right now. Spicy giant Bloody Mary." Bunch of random meats like
Chicken, shrimp, steak, pork.
You're dying, bro.
Ugh.
Like,
Dude, it's just nothing about the Bloody Mary to me sounds very appealing.
no, it's not a drink. Same thing like Clamato.
I'm not familiar with that. Sounds like an STD.
Have you never seen that in the can like Bud Light Clamato? It's literally like beer in clam juice.
Ew.
And they have another
So
one.
it is an STD.
Yeah, right. They have another one that sounds similar to Clamato, but it's got like tomato juice in
It's like
it.
Michelado.
Yeah, something like
Where
that.
it's like Dos Equis and tomato juice.
Yeah.
I've seen people get that before too, and I'm like,
Fuck that. Like,
to each their own, I guess, but you're disgusting.
literally
and
what I
would
think
never
that
kiss
is
you.
like someone had a glass of beer and like they're cooking in the kitchen, they spilled something, they'd be like, "Oh shit," and they drink it like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good," and a drink happened.
or they're like that one guy from Texas State, Brazil, who's like, "Give me the biggest Bloody Mary in the house," and then they're like, "Sir, we don't have any vodka," and he's like, "Put alcohol in it," and they're like, "Well, here's beer."
Everclear. Make it hurt. I want it to be chunky and burn at the same time.
That guy sounds like a dimwit.
Yeah.
Speaking of dimwits, it's time for Dimwit of the Week, and I'm coming at you with the story. Nick, I invited you on the show last week, and I told you about this segment. You've listened to the show before. You know how it goes.
Yeah. I do know how it goes. I didn't do any homework, unfortunately, so.
I mean, it's not really like homework, but yeah, like you're at home and you were supposed to do a little bit of work.
Gonna have to. I got a baby. I have a baby.
That's true. Full-time father.
I have enough work to do. Like, I cannot recommend being. If you enjoy no sleep and cleaning the same shit over and over again, you will love being a parent.
Well, I like the no sleep part.
Yeah.
Well, no, no.
It's a winning combo.
That's not true. I like staying up late. I don't like no sleep.
That's fair.
Because I like sleeping in.
No joke though, it's all worth it. Like, I can get no sleep, and then I get like 5 minutes of her just like looking up at me and just smiling, like melts my heart.
I'll
That's
take
it.
your word
Like,
for it. I'll have. It's one of those things that you'll never know until it happens
don't rush
to you.
into it. Like, it helps that I have.
Oh, I won't.
Have a good partner, but like it's worth it. Highly recommend. 5 out of 7 with rice.
With rice.
We got the deep cut beans.
Yeah, if you get that joke, you've been on Reddit for a long time. On to Dimwit of the Week. Nick doesn't have one. He didn't do his homework. You get a 0.
Zeros are not acceptable.
Z-A-A?
Za.
I'm pretty sure it was Zap.
The Zap zeros aren't
Permitted.
permissible.
Permitted. Is permissible or permitted? One of the two. What was that?
That was
It was a policy.
yeah, it was a policy. Clark Middle School, Frisco, Texas. I think it's probably all of FISD because my brother went to Western. I think the same shit, but it was like circa 2000 shit. 4
4 through 6. 4 through 6.
Man.
They changed it after that. But I remember 6th grade because I had it too.
It was a little orange slip, and they're like, "Hey, I didn't do this." They're like, "Nope." So here's a slip. You get in trouble now. You have to do the assignment, and the maximum credit you get is a 70. So basically, it's like 3 times slapping you in the face. It's like 2 slaps in the face and then a tap to the nutsack. Like, you still have to do your homework. Even if you put maximum credit into it, the best you can get is a 70.
I mean, that part is fair because it's technically late, so getting some credit's better than none. But I think that's so stupid, though. Yeah, like, you think kids would learn their lessons more if you force them to take a 0, right?
But in hindsight, though, like, knowing what I know now about the education system is that teachers in school districts get in trouble
for failing kids.
Or if kids get 0s on assignments. So they came up with, like, this sneaky backhanded way to not let kids get 0s, make them do their work, and fucking, like, teaching kids and making kids learn stuff.
Zap
like,
them.
Fucking teachers. Like,
it was called...
I just gotta go teaching kids and making them learn stuff. And then you zap them. Give them a little orange piece of paper.
I mean, it just sounds negative.
Yeah.
Zap. Get zapped.
School's
0s aren't permitted.
Take it from someone who's on their 7th semester break from college. I don't like school.
7th semester break?
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm about to be on my first.
It's a slippery slope, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next thing you know, you're going to have a kid.
Hey, better... Well, I don't know. You know what? I talked about this before that
they say
like...
It's better to plant your seed in the belly of a whore than in the earth. Isn't that how it says in the Bible?
That is how it says in the Bible.
Basically, it's better to nut in some rando than on the ground.
Yeah, but that's Old Testament. If you're
nutting on the ground, like, let's be real, you're living a wild life. Like,
yeah.
If it's not going on your belly or in the toilet or something, like...
Well, back in the day, they didn't have that kind of... Like, they were lucky if they could do, like, a pig intestine for, like, a condom.
Yeah, notice they said a whore, not, like, a pig. It's better to plant your seed in the belly of a member of your herd than...
Dude, there's some dirty stuff in the Old Testament. There's one where it's, like, comparing your woman to, like, a palm tree, and it's like, climb up her trunk and rattle her fruit around or something like that. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this, Psalms and Proverbs?
Like, Steve Martin band song? Like...
Yeah, it is, but I'm like, it's
baby, like, shake your peaches, shake your tree.
It's very similar to that, but it's worded slightly different. Dude, there's some bad stuff in the Old Testament. I don't want to get into the religion though.
Yeah, that's also a slippery slope.
Yeah, but I mean, you were Mormon for a spill there, so.
Oh yeah, I was.
That's how you know that, right?
Yeah, I got more church in my life than most people get by the time they're dead. 3.5 hours of church on Sunday.
Yo.
A couple mandatory, like, Wednesday and Thursday night. And then when you're, like, 14, you got to start going to this shit at, like, 5 o'clock in the morning.
And you're not allowed to have fun.
No, you're not allowed to date people.
Or
like,
dance.
Yeah, you're not allowed to...
Wear regular underwear.
Yeah. It's terrible. I've done... Like, you want to talk about conspiracy corner. Like, I've delved deep into the realm of, like, how all that shit ties back in, so... For another day.
Next, we'll save it. Yeah, we're running low on time. We still got to get to the Dimwitted of the week, and so I'll get to that right now. It's not going to be the Mormon Church. It's not.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph
Dimwitted of the week, circa 1800 and something. He had a ghost tell him that there was a book in the hill, and he made a religion off of it.
It was a golden tablet, I believe.
It was a golden book. He read it by putting rocks in a hat.
Dum 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 dum. Dude, that's another, a third pound.
That's another great episode of South Park. Like,
yeah.
If you want to get, I was so blown away. The whole time it seems like it's just also a Book of Mormon made by Matt Son and Trey Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Also a great. They used to be Mormon, but they got kicked out of the church for making fun of it.
Man, church can't take a joke sometimes.
If you're Mormon, like, no, nothing against you. Like, Mormons are some of the nice people I've ever met, but. Doesn't mean your religion's weird.
All right, you ready for this headline?
Let's get it.
New York district judge apologizes. Admits he's a serial underwear stealer.
Like Booberry?
Wait,
he steals Captain Crunch's underwear?
No. Much more sinister than that. We got a county district judge, Robert Cecil has been removed from the bench and is facing up to 15 years in the slammer. He was arrested on burglary charges and appeared in court Friday morning. He's a married father of 3 young children and is accused of sneaking into the home across the street and stealing the underwear of a 23-year-old woman who lives there with her parents.
Man, I think, so a couple things stand out in that to me. One, like, every now and then you see someone or you hear someone's name like Robert Cecil, like, that sounds like someone that's just doing some weird, like, borderline sexual stuff. So one, like, that should be your first, like, disclaimer. Second, I think it's hilarious that of, like, all the weirdness, like, it's a 23-year-old girl, she lives with her parents, like, you think of, like, the sexual, like, deviousness of it.
That's like
he
my
gets
younger
charged
sister.
with burglary. Like, it's not like anything sexual deviant. Like, he's the panty burglar. Like, he's getting charged, like aggravated thieves. They're coming in and stealing, like, valuables out of people's house. He's burglarizing underwear.
Like the Hamburglar from the old McDonald's cartoons.
Sad.
But
like,
instead
I almost feel like someone hit him with that charge just to be like, you're going to, like, what are you in here for? Like, burglary. Like, oh, what'd you steal? Panties.
I mean, how would you like to be the judge who's got to slap that onto one of your own peers?
Man, that'd be pretty great.
He reportedly knew the girl from when she worked as an intern at one of the attorney's office that he worked with. In his confession, he said he stole the underwear upon feeling quote-unquote urges.
That's what you do.
Just give in to all your urges.
That's how Mormonism starts. Like, I was having some urges.
Well, like, he's a judge. Hasn't he heard all this bullshit in his own courtroom?
Right.
Like, I had an urge.
you would think he's heard enough arguments to know, like, what almost swayed him and what didn't sway him, and he's going to drop the whole, like, my biology was telling me to do it.
He admitted that on several occasions he entered the home, opened her hamper, and took the underwear. So he wasn't going to her dresser and getting clean underwear.
He was getting the dirty shit.
He was getting something smells fishy here.
Somebody doesn't get out very much, because if that dude takes a hop on the internet for a quick minute, like, take a trip to Japan, bro. They literally have vending machines
With used
like,
underwear
they got
in
that shit
them.
in Vegas too, like strippers and stuff.
You
like,
can buy it on
used
eBay.
underwear, like, shrink wrapped in a package, open it up and flavor locked.
Nick, I know. I got some in the mail on the way right now.
Oh, yeah?
It's expensive from Japan, but
Got some Hillary Clinton underwear.
Worth it. Hillary Clinton. Yeah, dude, I got some Depends.
This is what
I got some Hillary soiled Depends, dude. Yikes. But like this keeps going though. Cecil, I think I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, but whatever. He was taken into custody after an incident that happened around 9 a.m. Thursday when the young woman was alone. Prosecutors said she was sleeping but woke up when she heard the door open. She called out, "Hello?" And that's when she saw him standing in the doorway.
Hello? Someone there? It's me, the panty burglar.
Like a 1920s like Saturday morning cartoon villain.
At 9 a.m. on a Wednesday.
Thursday, I think, but
Like, he's not at work. He's stealing panties at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday.
Hurry up, I got court at 11.
That's like being a burglar 101. Like, don't do shit in the middle of the day when people are home.
Well, no, Burglar 101, like, sometimes it's, like, burglaring in plain sight, like, in the middle of the day, when everyone's at work.
Yeah, but, like, he should know if it's, like, he walked in the room and saw her there, and he's just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
She's sleeping, I got time.
He couldn't at least hit her with, like, no, this is a dream.
He should have done, like, the Grinch, where he's, like, got a Santa Claus outfit on, and he's like, do you need a cup of water? Go back to bed.
Go back to bed, Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou. Oh man, we'll keep going a little bit.
I think of that Vine where that chick gets water poured in her face and she goes, hello.
Hello.
That's a good one too. I think we did that in like episode 1 or 2 of the podcast. That's how we like quote that when we're like 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Classic.
They
Bring back Vine, RIP.
Let's see. She called 911. Oh yeah, after she like woke up, he ran away. She locked the door, called 911. They saw the police came and they saw the judge walking up to different houses and pretending to knock on the door. They approached him because he matched the description of the person that the victim had described.
So then he tried to make it look like he was like a
door-to-door salesman kind of guy. They approached him. Oh yeah, because he matched the description. Then they reportedly found several pairs of soiled women's underwear on him, which the victim had identified as her own.
What are soiled underwear? Like shit stains? Like what makes them soiled?
Yeah. The news called them soiled. This girl's probably like, okay, they weren't that dirty. Like I wore them for one day.
Right.
like wrinkly. Like they don't look.
I guess soiled does sound a lot more like
there's stains and shit in them.
devious.
Yeah.
Like I've soiled myself.
Soiled it.
Like if you're gonna if you're gonna put it in the news, like soiled sounds a lot worse than dirty. Like she realistically probably could have wore this underwear at least 2 more days in a row, but she didn't. She put it in the hamper, and now this guy has it in his pocket.
Now down to Jason from forensics with the underwear report.
Looks like a fucking big wheeler drove through some mud and then right through these panties.
99% soiled. This is not a Tide ad.
This is more soil than underwear.
So the judge he's written a letter of apology to the victim, and he's provided a written confession. This is highly disturbing, Suffolk County District Attorney Tim Sinney says. This is an individual who swore to uphold the law. He violated it in a very serious way. The message here from both the Suffolk County Police Department and the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office is that no one is above the law. We will prosecute this case to the fullest extent of the law. Dude, they're going to throw the book at him. They're going to throw the book at that guy.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we get to the typical spin. A Nassau County District Judge presided over his case.
Is this Florida?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a county over or something, or from a different state. Someone else resided over it to prevent conflicts of interest. And the judge who did the panty stealing, he's expected to receive mental health treatment.
That sounds like some 50s shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna shock your brain.
We're gonna strap him to the chair.
Sexually devious.
Every time you think about stealing panties, you're gonna feel these shocks. Well, so he's my dimwit of the week. Let me skim through the end of this article, see if there's anything worth
I'm surprised
mentioning.
there wasn't any like underwear puns in there, like.
Right? I feel like they probably restrained themselves when writing this. Here's an interview with the neighbor. Neighbors were shocked when they learned of the judge's arrest. Here's a quote. From what I heard, it's a little perverted maybe, says neighbor William Bloom. And that never makes sense to me. Wow. What an interesting quote from the neighbor. What do you mean maybe? It's definitely perverted.
It's a little
Mr.
perverted,
Bloom.
I guess.
I guess. What's wrong with you people up there?
Says the guy that probably has like used socks in his house.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? It's only a little further north.
Here's the last quote in the end of the article. Another neighbor. He's a family man. He's always outside playing basketball with his kids. He's always jogging. He's always friendly to everybody in the neighborhood.
Hey, friendly guys got to get their jollies off somehow,
dude.
Too, so.
This goes like, do you really ever know anybody?
No,
you never will.
Check your friends. Go to your friend's house. See if they have stolen panties. It could be anyone.
No, because you're gonna be looking for stolen panties, and you're gonna get mistakenly accused of trying to steal their own panties.
Oh no, I was I was trying to catch someone.
I was trying to catch you stealing panties.
Doing judge stuff. No, you did it. Classic.
Well, he's this week's Dimwit of the Week. I don't think he's going down in like the history of dimwits, but as far as this week is concerned, that's the most fun I had.
We'll see what happens. Like I could very easily see this taking a turn like he busted out of jail. He's going on a
the penny thief strikes again.
He's on the lam. He's running away from his imprisonment. Or if they give him like some,
or he goes to jail and then the jail starts having like inmates have their underwear go missing, and the jail has like an underwear shortage.
That'd be great. He gets assigned to laundry duty.
They got to put him in solitary confinement because he keeps taking. It doesn't matter who it is. If I'm attracted to them or not,
underwear.
I must have it.
I need something that smells like butt and it's fabric.
The more soiled, the better.
Or some ironic community service.
I bet this judge, I bet he was taking panties and wearing them under his robes with like nothing on. He's like, when I sent these people have no idea when I sentence them, I'm wearing women's underwear.
It sounds like he just got like loose this hobby. He's like, for your punishment, I sentence you to relinquish all of your pairs of dirty underwear in 20 hours of community service. They're like, what the fuck? My underwear's like, no, that was just a joke. 2 years in jail.
Oh man! Speaking of making some inappropriate jokes, I made some questionable jokes in my bar show, my little like trivia show last night. I've been the location that I play on Friday at is like permanently mine, and I'm gonna be there every week. So I'm like getting more comfortable with the regulars and the manager. And there was a question the other night that was like, who would theoretically win in a high school thumb wrestling match? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Oh, Biden, hands down.
Well, the survey would agree with you because it's like Family Feud. So when I announce the answer, ding, I'm like 51% of the survey says Joe Biden, and then like part of the crowd is like, yeah, who got it right, and the other crowd who like it was pretty split. Like half the bar really did like think it might have been Trump. The other half thought it would be Biden.
Well, I mean, you gotta have strong thumbs for grabbing all that pussy.
Yeah.
So,
but he's got such tiny hands.
That's true. That's true.
So I didn't go for any of those jokes, even though I was thinking the tiny hands one was on my mind. However, when I announced Biden won, because 50% of the survey says Joe Biden, I was like, in this game, the popular vote does matter. And then like some people were laughing, and quite a few people were like, oh. And I was like, sorry if I offended you with that one. I've been practicing it. And then later I had a question that was like, name something that you'd be afraid to be chased by. And so people give me their answers, and I'm scoring them, and there's a tie for the first place answer, which gives you the points.
So like they all submit their answers, and then everyone votes on them, or how does that work?
No. We already have the most popular answer from a previous survey.
Gotcha.
So we already know like what is number 1, 2, and 3 like popular answers. They're trying to guess the popular answer. So just like Family Feud. So they said bears. Like, I hate to be chased by a bear. Survey says bears, number 1, you get points like that. And bears and police tied for first place. So if you put bears or police, you got the points. And then after that, I was like, bears and police. Which one's scarier? You tell me. And then some people like groaned at it. And I was like, controversial jokes tonight, folks. Controversial jokes.
Bear lives matter.
I should have said that. Bear lives matter. That's funny. Next time.
That's great.
Man.
I also have a joke.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear the joke.
I'm a good fan of long jokes.
Oh no!
Specifically ones that have great punchlines. I mean, it's not terrible long.
It's not an anti-joke, is it?
No.
I don't want an anti-joke.
It's definitely a joke. So there's a man driving down the road, and his car breaks down near a monastery. He goes to the monastery, knocks on the door, and says, "My car broke down. Do you think I could stay the night?" The monks graciously accept him, feed him dinner. They even fix his car. As the man tries to fall asleep, he hears a very strange sound. The next morning, he asks the monks what the sound was, but they say, "We can't tell you. You're not a monk." The man is disappointed, but thanks him anyway and goes about his merry way. Some years later, the same man breaks down in front of the same monastery. The monks again accept him, feed him, and again fix his car. That night, he hears the same strange noise that he had heard all those years before. The next morning, he asked again what that noise was, but the monks reply, "We can't tell you. You're not a monk." The man says, all right. I'm dying to know. If the only way I can find out what that sound was is to become a monk, how do I become a monk? The monks reply, "You must travel the earth and tell us how many blades of grass there are and the exact number of sand pebbles. When you find these numbers, you will become a monk." The man sets about this task. Some 54 years later, he returns and knocks on the door of the monastery. He says, "I have traveled the earth and have found what you have asked for. There are 145,236,284,232 blades of grass. And 231, big number, 281 trillion, 219 billion, 999,129,382 sand pebbles on the earth." The monks reply, "Congratulations. You are now a monk. We shall now show you the way to the sound. The monks lead the man to a wooden door where the head monk says, the sound is right behind that door. The man reaches for the knob, but the door is locked. He says, real funny, may I have the key? The monk gives him the key, and he opens the door. Behind the wooden door is another door made of stone. The man demands the key to the stone door. The monk gives him the key, and he opens it. Only to find a door made of ruby. He demands another key from the monks, who provide it. Behind that door is another door, this one made of sapphire.
Sounds like real fake doors.
And so it went until the man had gone through doors of emerald, silver, topaz, and amethyst. Finally, the monks say, this is the last key to the last door. The man is relieved to know that he has finally reached to the end.
Wait, pause. I'm predicting something to do with the word monk key. Monkey something.
We'll see.
All right, go.
Finally, the monks say, this is the last key to the last door. The man is relieved to know that he has finally reached to the end. He unlocks the door, turns the knob, and behind that door, he is amazed to find the source of that strange sound. But he can't tell you what it is because you're not a monk.
Damn it! I thought it was gonna be like a funny pun.
No.
Or something having to do with like a monk key. Like no more monk key business.
It's a good old anti-joke.
I specifically asked for no anti-jokes. I'm gonna add like a slide whistle at the end of that. All right. Well, thanks for wasting my time and everyone else's time who just sat through that. Oh, take it live. We got another guest calling into the show.
Hello.
Hey, baby.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, the rules are that I have to take the phone call on speakerphone, so.
Nice.
Yeah. How's work going?
Oh, good. Better than last night.
You pumping it up right now?
Yeah.
Are you pumping up the jam?
I'm pumping up the boobies.
You know, I wanted to use that as this week's ASMR bit. I wanted to like try it out on my own boobies. And we're talking about a breast milk pump.
It sounds like a robot, like, about to bust a nut. Is work going better tonight?
No. Yeah, it's going better.
Good.
I mean, still not great, but better.
Good. Are you actually going to get to eat tonight?
We'll see. Staffing is terrible, per usual.
Good.
How is Eleanor doing?
She's good. She went to sleep pretty quick. She got really fussy, and then she fell asleep with me holding her at like 6. And then she woke up pretty happy at 6:30, and then she got fussy again. We hung out, had bath time, and then she was ready for food in bed. So she's starting to do that like high-pitched cry she does, where she's like, like it's like a little squeech.
That's like her whine. She's turning into like a like where she can like screech and stuff now.
Yeah. She made like a screech on it earlier today, and it seemed like it surprised her. She was like, like she didn't know what her vocal cords did. But she whined for just a second when I put her down in the bed, like she was whining that I wasn't holding her anymore. But then she like immediately fell back to sleep. So
Good.
yeah.
When are you gonna feed her again? Midnight?
Probably about midnight 30.
Okay.
0:30. Yeah.
Well, y'all have fun.
Well, baby.
Later.
I'll text you when I'm going to bed.
All right. Love you.
Love you too, baby.
Love you.
Thanks, Daddy.
Love you, babe. Had to get the last love you. Got it.
Got him. That was just about everything. Do you have anything else before we wrap it all up?
Do you need me to have anything else?
I don't need
I'm all
it.
set, man. This is a lot of fun. I really appreciate you having me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you filling in for Lee while she takes a break. I got a couple other friends who are interested in it, but I would like to have you back if I run out of guests or willing participants.
Absolutely.
If you liked Nick, and you'd like to see Nick back on the show, leave a message in the comments.
Make sure to like this video, hit share, hit subscribe so you can get those notifications whenever the next podcast comes out.
Click the little bell button.
Merch in the description. Comment. Make sure to comment. Nick's the best #1. Links in the description.
bio below.
Follow us on Patreon for exclusive membership bonuses. If you want to become a weekly donor to the Dimwitted, I'm kidding. We're just playing up the goofy YouTube stereotype. Just give us a subscribe if you want to just keep up with the show every week. You could be our first YouTube comment. We haven't had a single one yet, so you could be the first one.
Make sure to comment first.
Oh, definitely. How are we gonna know who commented first if you're not there to tell us that you were the first one there? God, you gotta love YouTube, man. God. First.
Good job.
Oh man. You can send us emails if you would like to be on the show. If you listen to the show and you want to come guest host and take a crack at it, you think it's easy or fun.
Just you come try it.
If you think you could do this shit better than us, I'd like to let you have a shot, actually. So give me an email at dimwittedpodcast@gmail.com. No hyphen, no caps, just dimwittedpodcast@gmail.com. Also, in the description below, we really do have like links to our social medias and stuff. We don't use them that much, so go ahead and give us a follow. We won't spam you. We won't overpost. We'll just give you updates on when new content is ready.
Yeah, new merch coming soon.
No new merch coming soon. we might get new art eventually, but as for now, we're just gonna keep the beautiful picture of me and Lee, made by our wonderful friend Lena. The 420 live show is up for debate now with Lee taking a break. I would still like to do it. Pretty much what we did tonight. It's just we want to do this format in a big party. Have more people around. Yeah. People sitting on the couch. Everybody, little swifty. Have a couple drinks.
BYOW.
Bring your own wine. Wink, wink.
Bring your winks.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a certain friends of ours who live to host because they have a bigger place than I do. If I host,
California way.
Huh?
California way.
They're going to California way? No. Oh yeah. Just they live California way.
Gotta get that for South Heading down California way.
So I still want to do it. It might not be on 420. It might not be on a Friday. We might have to bump it to the 21st. Do it on a Saturday. However, I do want to do a live show still. I think that would be a lot of fun. So yeah, just get with me. If you want to be on the show, we'd love to have you. Anyways, I think that's everything. Tune in next week for another surprise guest. Nick, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for listening to you. Yes, you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, your week, whatever. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Show me the Conor McGregor video. I didn't see that this week.
Yeah, bro. This dude threw a fucking...
I heard about
chair.
it. Mr. Trumpet friend told me about the video, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, check this out.
Oh, so it's just a little personal shuttle, not like a big bus. Oh no, it is kind of a big.
It looks like a shuttle, but it's a full size bus.
It's like a short bus. Is that him? Oh, that's him.
Yeah, that's him with the arrow above him. Freaking running over there. He grabs a full size freaking like dolly,
bro,
and he freaking like harpoons that shit through the front window.
Yeah, he gets the full extension like behind the head,
bro.
Both arms behind the head.
So apparently there is like some feud going on. I don't know what, but like,
jeez,
freaking throwing out dollies, throwing away careers over here.
Throwing away careers. Now the bus driver's just freaking the fuck out. Like, I'm backing up.
What's going on?
There's people everywhere.
Conor McGregor's out here like, take my fucking dolly.
I saw. Can you pause that?
Yeah.
I saw a picture, like of Conor, kind of like in the boxing ring.
I can't get that info for you here.
Thanks, Siri.
In the boxing ring, Conor like has a stance sometimes where he puts his hands behind his back and crosses his gloves, kind of like he's wearing handcuffs. Yeah. And then they like made a collage of those moments in the ring versus today when he was actually in handcuffs for being investigated about that incident for the assault or whatever they're gonna try to get him with.
Apparently, like bloodied some dude's face and almost broke some other girl's hand.
My thing is like, wasn't the bus didn't it have other fighters on it?
It was all UFC fighters.
Why would you assault a bus full of other fighters? Like
I can fucking take them.
I can fucking take all of them. Sorry about the bad Irish accent.
Me, man.
But yeah, dude, lay off the whatever. It's probably a
the Jameson, bro.
pre-workout.
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 Forgot he already took the pre-workout and took it again. He's like, I gotta throw a fucking dolly at something. That's that new like CrossFit shit, like just lifting and throwing random things. Like go pick up that chair. Go jump over that table. Go grab that dolly and throw it in that window. CrossFit.
Sprint across the parking lot. And tell your friends about it.
Do barrel roll. Now roll that barrel.
That was pretty nutty, though. Honestly, the way people were talking about that video, I honestly expected more.
Yeah, same. He threw.
He just threw a dolly in the window. I've seen way greater public freakouts.
It was a good throw.
Than that.
I was kind of thinking it was gonna like bounce off me, but that broke the whole window out. So good for him. Like great UFC fighter, really good boxer. Held his own versus Floyd Mayweather. And if professional dolly throwing ever comes to sport, like
professional dolly throwing,
top of my list. So. If any moving companies are hiring him, like he's pretty handy with a dolly. So
nice. All right, now here's the actual ending.
Later, skaters.
Peace out, Girl Scout.